Brazilian influencer Adair Mendes Dutra Jr. has tragically died at the age of 31, leaving behind a wave of grief and unanswered questions in the hearts of his fans, friends, and loved ones. Known online as Junior Dutra, he wasn't just another face in Brazil's crowded influencer scene. He was a vibrant spirit, a dreamer who lived life through the lens of fashion, beauty, and the endless pursuit of confidence. But behind the filters and the flawless photos, Junior's story took a devastating turn that would ultimately lead to his shocking and untimely death. On October 3, the devastating news of his passing broke across Brazilian media outlets, sending shockwaves through social networks and prompting a flurry of speculation and disbelief. It was a date that would forever mark the end of a life that had, for years, inspired thousands of followers to embrace their individuality. Junior had always projected energy, the kind that drew people in. His smile was infectious, his confidence radiant, and his love for fashion undeniable. But in the weeks leading up to his death, the influencer had opened up about something deeply personal, complications he claimed to have suffered following a cosmetic procedure commonly referred to as fox eyes surgery. The fox eyes procedure, which involves lifting the outer corners of the eyes to achieve a sleek, elongated, cat-like appearance, has been a global trend among celebrities, models, and social media stars. It's a look that exudes sharpness and mystery, features that social media culture often rewards. For Junior, it seemed like the next step in his aesthetic journey. He was, after all, part of an industry that thrives on image, precision, and transformation, but what began as a simple cosmetic enhancement would soon spiral into something far more serious. Something that would change the course of his life forever. According to reports, Junior began to experience complications not long after the procedure. He was open about his struggles, going as far as to appear in an interview with the Brazilian news network Feed TV, where he alleged that the surgery had led to a severe infection. During that September interview, which would tragically become one of his last, he appeared visibly unwell. His face showed signs of bruising and swelling, physical reminders of the pain he was enduring. Yet, even as he spoke, he maintained a tone of hope, as if he believed things would eventually improve. Junior's friend Junior confirmed the heartbreaking news of his death to the Brazilian magazine Quem. According to Souza, Junior's health had rapidly deteriorated in the days before his passing. He became ill, felt very short of breath, and was taken to the nearest emergency room at a public hospital, Souza shared in Portuguese. He had been having infectious reactions and feeling discomfort since the procedure. Last Friday, the problem worsened. The image Souza painted was haunting, a young man who had spent months fighting a battle his followers could only glimpse through carefully chosen words and occasional posts. Behind the screens, Junior was struggling, not just physically, but emotionally too. He had trusted a medical professional to enhance his appearance, but something had gone terribly wrong. The very surgery that was meant to refine his beauty had turned into a nightmare. Junior claimed that his complications began after undergoing the fox eye procedure, performed by Dr. Fernando Garbi in March. The influencer said that shortly after the operation, he developed an infection that prompted him to seek help at a hospital. His experience was not isolated in the cosmetic world. Stories of botched surgeries and post-operative infections often circulate quietly, spoken of only in whispers. But Jr. dared to speak publicly, perhaps hoping that his story could serve as a warning to others considering similar procedures. In response, Dr. Garbi, through his lawyer Marcelo Celli, denied all allegations, calling Junior's claims false. The statement attempted to distance the doctor from the tragedy that was unfolding. Yet, the timing of Junior's public complaints and his eventual death drew attention and concern. People wanted answers. Fans flooded his social media accounts with messages of disbelief and grief, while others called for accountability, demanding that authorities investigate what really happened to the young influencer. Before his death, Junior had reportedly filed a request for an official investigation into Dr. Garbi's conduct at the 15th Police District of São Paulo. The news outlet, Leo Dias, obtained and reviewed the legal documents, confirming that Junior had taken steps to ensure his concerns were formally addressed. It's unclear whether any progress had been made in that investigation before his sudden death. The story of Junior Dutra touches on something far deeper than cosmetic surgery gone wrong. It reflects the growing pressures of modern beauty culture, the impossible standards amplified by social media, where people often feel compelled to modify themselves in pursuit of perfection. Junior had built a career in an industry where appearance was everything. His Instagram, followed by more than 100,000 people, was filled with images of stylish outfits, bold makeup, and confidence. But it also masked the toll that came with constantly maintaining that image. For many influencers like Junior, the decision to undergo cosmetic enhancement isn't just about vanity. It's about survival in an algorithm-driven world that rewards symmetry, youth, and trend adherence. The fox eye look, popularized by models like Bella Hadid and Kendall Jenner, had become a sought-after feature in recent years. Clinics around the world began marketing the procedure aggressively, often downplaying the risks involved. In some cases, non-surgical threads are used to pull the skin upward temporarily, while in others, invasive methods involving incisions and sutures are performed. Complications, though rare, can be severe, ranging from infection to nerve damage. Junior's story reignited the debate in Brazil about the safety of cosmetic procedures and the ethics of the beauty industry. His fans were devastated, not only because of his death but because of how preventable it might have been. Many questioned whether he received proper care, whether his symptoms were taken seriously enough, and whether his concerns were dismissed as cosmetic vanity rather than legitimate medical issues. In the days following his passing, tributes flooded social media. Friends, followers, and fellow influencers shared emotional posts honoring his memory. "You inspired us with your energy," one follower wrote. "You made us laugh, you taught us confidence, and you showed us that beauty comes from courage." Another commented, "It's so unfair. He was just trying to feel good about himself." Behind these messages was a collective sense of heartbreak, not just for Junior as a person, but for what his story represented. He was one of many who believed in the promise of transformation, in the idea that changing how you look could change how you feel. But in chasing that dream, he encountered the harsh reality that the beauty industry sometimes hides the risks, the pain, and the aftermath when something goes wrong. What makes Junior's case even more tragic is that he tried to speak up. He didn't remain silent about what he was going through. His interview with Feed TV wasn't an act of bitterness, it was a plea for awareness. He wanted people to understand that the glimmering world of aesthetic enhancement wasn't always as safe or glamorous as it appeared online. His words now serve as a chilling reminder of that truth. Medical experts in Brazil have since weighed in on the dangers of such procedures, emphasizing the importance of choosing licensed professionals and ensuring that surgeries are conducted in approved medical environments. But as Junior's story shows, even when patients take precautions, things can still go tragically wrong. Infections can develop, the body can react unpredictably, and complications can spiral beyond control. Junior's family has not yet issued an extensive public statement, but those close to him have expressed devastation and disbelief. Friends have described him as someone who loved life and always wanted to make people smile. To them, his death feels senseless, a painful loss that could have been avoided. Some of his followers still visit his last posts, leaving comments like, "I can't believe you're gone," and "Rest in peace, beautiful soul."